I want to get to the markets, Glenn, because you're so good on this stuff. And this is, I mean, we're in a situation right now where we're looking at possible expansion, to use a mild word, of the existing war in the Middle East, as Iran is getting ready to strike Israel back, as the conflict between Israel and Hezbollah amps up. And at the same time, our markets are in free fall after what happened in Japan, where there was a 12% drop in their Nikkei index. They say the market response is a reflection. This is a director of financial services firm Monex Group. The market response is a reflection of the deteriorating U.S. economic outlook, what happened in Japan. He said it was a New York sneeze that forced Japanese pneumonia. And now we're over here dealing with, I don't know, like catastrophic COVID. I'm not sure where it is now, but
plague.
It's terrible.
It's at least COVID. The situation is getting worse and worse because we are just spending all of this money. The Fed is doing this lie that they expect people, well, they do believe it, that they can help inflation by sucking some of those dollars back in through higher interest rates. That's how you do it. You take it in and you then burn that money. That's the way it used to be. You'd burn all that extra cash, and that would bring down inflation. But what they're doing is they're just taking the money from the average person and then stacking up in a little pile and saying, here, Congress, you guys can have this, and we're still printing more for you. The only ones that are hurting are the American people. They're having to pay higher interest rates on everything, and that money is being sucked and hoovered out of their wallet and their purses and then given directly to an out-of-control government that is adding even more to what they've just taken from the American people, put it on the American people's tab, and then trying to convince us that, no, we're working on inflation. No, you're not. You're not working on. You are the reason it's happening. And until Washington has somebody that is actually going to stand up and sees the people, hears the people, and knows that it is the people that should be his first concern, you're not going to get anywhere. In fact, Joe Biden has done so many things that kick in beginning in 2025. And when you see those things kick in, if you think our economy is bad now, it's going to be worse in 2025. And that's without war. That's without any, big shock to the system. And I don't know about you, Megyn, but, I've said before that these are the birth pangs of the things to come, which means we're getting ready to give birth to something that I don't think we want to see. And they'll get faster and faster. It feels like we're in constant labor pains right now. We're getting close. We're getting close to something.
There's a reason all these tech giants and Wall Street giants, one by one, have come out and endorsed Trump. They understand that this so-called recovery that we've been told we're experiencing, but the average Joe just doesn't feel it and is holding the Biden-Harris administration responsible for it, that we know it's not real, that we can see. And they've been manipulating the inflationary indicators so that they take out the most problematic ones to make the numbers look better. And the job market responses, or the increases in jobs every month, are also manipulated. They always come out high, and then when you're not looking a month later, they reduce them significantly. So the jobs that they added are lower than they said they were. That happened over the past 2 months. And then this month, they were way lower. They had to admit they were way lower than expected. And so now we seem to be on trend for few jobs, increasing unemployment. People still can't pay their bills. The stock market is tumbling. And that is why President Trump is out there today calling this the Great Depression of 2024. You can't play games with markets. Kamala crash. This absolutely could become an actual election issue. And I don't know, I'm not sure that they can do the propping up in the next 100 days to hide it.
You can't. If it's just a mini crisis, I think we'll get through it. If this is the one that brings it down, and I don't think it is, war. If war gets serious and we're all going towards war, that will be the final straw. Hopefully that won't happen before November, because I don't know what people will do. People have been lied to for so long. You know, what's happening in Great Britain right now, that is a microcosm of us. What's happening on the streets right now is being so spun and so misunderstood by the elites. And then the elites will educate the people what they're really mad about. And they're just mad because they're racist. That's not true, and that's not what's happening over there. They're about to go into civil war. England in civil war. Well, that's what's coming our way if we don't correct this from the leadership side. You can only take lies so long. Eventually, everybody sees it, and that's when usually guns come out, and you're going to shut up, you're going to do this, you're going away, you're going to be silenced, because you have to go into the Russia state or the Stasi state of East Berlin, where everybody knows the truth, but you don't speak it. You say something else, and then you whisper it, maybe to your wife at night.
Yeah, like, P.S., they're men. Those are actual men. I want to show you and the audience something. Joe Biden was welcoming home the prisoners, the American prisoners who were in Russia's custody on the tarmac. You know, our actual innocent Americans who'd been accused of crimes they appear not to have committed, welcomed back in exchange for actual criminals, an actual assassin among them, to Putin.
Yep,
and I guess, I mean, we're happy our Americans are back, but we don't have to celebrate this as a good deal, as an effective negotiating tactic or deal by Joe Biden. And nonetheless, he gets out there. And listen to what he said. Let's play SOP 4.
Cure the economy.
What are you going to do?
And the environment. And a few other small things.
Question was, what do you want your legacy to be? That I cured the economy and the environment and a few other small things. I cured the economy, Glenn, as we're now, I mean, you know, we went back and just pulled the numbers, 1.9 trillion in the COVID-19 relief when he first took over, 1.2 trillion infrastructure investment in Jobs Act, which was nothing of the kind, followed by 1.85 trillion Inflation Reduction Act, which was a true misnomer that was focused on green energy, 369 billion for a climate initiative to reduce greenhouse emissions, promote energy technologies that no one wants. And he wants us to know he cured the economy. Tell it to my 401k.
Think of the arrogance of that. Just think of the arrogance that it has to say, and that I cured the environment. I don't even have the arrogance to think that all of us put together could destroy the earth. I think the earth would destroy us. It's a living organism. It will purge itself of us before we could kill it. Can we do some damage? Yes, we can. Can one man cure the environment? Can one man in 350 million people and entrepreneurs and people with ideas and people who are mowing the grass and coming up with a new idea on how to fertilize that, and the farmers and the meat packers, really? You cured the economy. You did. Wow. Well, thank you. You know what? We should all just kick back a bit, because it only takes one man.
They should get that on a campaign sign. No, but meanwhile, speaking of delusions, he's out there with his delusions of grandeur. And here's Kamala Harris. I mean, this is beyond measuring the drapes. She appeared in Houston to eulogize the late Representative Sheila Jackson Lee, who died of pancreatic cancer. SOT 2.
It was Sheila Jackson Lee whose bill made Juneteenth a federal holiday, which as a United States Senator, I was proud to co-sponsor. And then as Vice President, it was my honor with the President.
Okay, she's not the president. She may have been secretly acting as the president for who knows how long. We don't know. But now we're looking at possible expanded war with Iran in the Middle East, Glenn. And we actually do kind of need a commander in chief. And we need to know who it is.
Can I just tell you, why do you think those hostages that hostage deal was done? Kamala and Biden think that it shows them as great negotiators. No, Putin wants that deal because he wants them, not Trump. That's why he did a deal with them. He doesn't want Donald Trump. That's just another way of saying, you guys are great for us. Here, I'm going to make you look good in your papers. You guys run with it.
If you're tired of the same old coffee from those mega corporations pushing their woke agendas, listen up. It's time to take a stand and support a brand that embodies American values. At Blackout Coffee, they stand with hardworking Americans who believe in family, faith, and freedom. They roast some of the most incredible coffee you will ever taste using only premium grade beans. And guess what? They roast and ship within 48 hours to ensure you get the freshest coffee possible. I love this because I'm not into grinding my own beans. That's a pain in the butt. It adds another step to the process, and I'm already tired. So to know that I'm getting the freshest coffee, it was ground within 48 hours of me drinking it, that's big. You could start your day with a bold cup of Blackout coffee. Plus, it's not just coffee. It's a statement. Why settle for less? Make the switch to Blackout Coffee today by heading on over to the blackoutcoffee.com/MK site, or just use the code MK for 20% off your first order. blackoutcoffee.com/MK, and the code is MK. Join the movement. Taste the difference. Remember, with every sip, you are supporting a brand that stands for America. Be awake, not woke. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.